Hey everyone, this is Paul with Tuts Plus, and you're watching the Getting Started with Android course. In this lesson, we're going to build out our gallery fragment by using a grid view and an adapter to control the data that we have just pulled down from the internet to display thumbnails within that grid. So in order to start, let's go ahead and go to Zoo, App, Source, Main, Res, and then we're going to go down to Layout. We'll go ahead and right click, go to New, Layout resource file. We're going to call this view underscore gallery underscore thumbnail. And for the root element, let's go ahead and use an image view. We'll hit OK. We'll go to the text tab. We'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Let's give this an Android ID of image. And then the one property we're going to want to set here is adjust view bounds. We'll give it a value of true. That way it allows our image view to maintain its aspect ratio when it's in our grid. So since we're using squared images, this will just make it so that we don't end up with padding and whatnot on the side as it tries to fit our image into a multi-column grid. So we're also going to want to go back to Layout. Let's right click, go to New, Layout resource file. We'll say Fragment, Gallery, Grid. And for our root value, let's use Grid View. We'll hit OK. We'll go to Text. And let's also give this an ID. And we'll just say this one is called Grid. Now we do have a couple properties we are going to want to set here. So let's give each of these their own line. And we're going to say the num of columns is 2. Vertical spacing is 8 dp. And horizontal spacing is 8 dp. So we will now have a grid with 2 columns. And there will be 8 dp of spacing on all sides of those items, just so the thumbnails are not pressed up against each other. So once we have our layout files done, we can go ahead and close both of those. We'll go to Zoo, App, Source, Main, Java. We'll come down to Adapters, and we're going to create a new adapter. And we'll call this one Gallery Image Adapter. This will extend Array Adapter. We'll give it a type of Gallery Image to match up to our model of Gallery Image. We're going to want to click on the gray gallery image adapter name here so we can get our red light bulb, and we'll create a constructor matching super. We'll just bring in the first initial array adapter. And with this adapter, just like with the other two that we've done, we are going to want to use the view holder pattern. So let's just go ahead and say private class view holder. And the only view that we're going to return is an image view. So let's just go ahead and say image view, image. We'll import image view. And then underneath our constructor, we're going to say getView and override that method. And instead of returning super.getView, we're going to say viewHolder, holder, and then if convertView is null, we'll say holder is equal to new viewHolder. ConvertView is equal to layout inflator dot from getContext dot inflate r dot layout dot view underscore gallery thumbnail. We will need to import r, and we'll pass in parent and false. After we've done that, we can say holder dot image is equal to a cast over image view of convertView dot find view by ID r.id.image. Then we'll use convertView.setTag. We'll pass in our holder. And then if convertView was not null, then we can say else holder is equal to viewHolder casting convertView.getTag. Once we have our viewHolder set up, we can go down here and say Picasso.with getContext dot load get item at position, which will always be a gallery image because that's what our adapter is holding, dot get thumbnail dot into, and then we'll just say holder dot image. Once that's set, we can go ahead and return convertView, and we will be done with this adapter. So now let's go ahead and go back to Zoo, App, Source, Main, Java, Fragments, and we're going to go to Gallery Fragment, and we're going to want to create objects to represent the adapter and the grid view. So we're going to go ahead and use private grid view, mGridView, and private gallery image adapter, mAdapter. We'll import grid view, and we're going to come down to on create view. We're going to need to associate the fragment gallery grid with this fragment so that it knows that that is the layout that we want to use. So we're going to use return inflator dot inflate r dot layout dot fragment gallery grid container and false. Once that's set, we'll use on view created to get a reference of the grid view that comes from fragment gallery grid. So we'll use mGridView is equal to grid view casting view.findViewById r.id.grid. So once that's done, we will have our grid view available and it'll be referenced. So we can come back down to onActivityCreated and we'll say mAdapter is equal to a new gallery image adapter. We'll pass in our context of getActivity and the number 0 for the layout resource ID. And then we'll use mGridView.setAdapter to be mAdapter. And now all we need to do is populate our adapter with the data that we're getting from our REST adapter and retrofit. So if we come back down to onSuccess, we already have a for loop that goes through all of the items. So what we're going to do here is just say mAdapter.add. We'll add in the gallery image of image. And then once we're all done with that, we'll just say mAdapter.notifyDatasetChanged. And this will have the adapter update with all of its new data. So we'll go ahead and hit run. We'll hit OK. We'll go back to our emulator. We'll use our drawer to get to the gallery section. And we should now see all of our thumbnails that we have from our data within our gallery grid. So in the next lesson, we're going to make it so that you can click on these items to open up a detail page to see a bigger version of the image as well as a description of the image. So I will see you then.